child of the light. I am Archangel Michael, and I need you to listen very closely. Because what you're experiencing right now, the brain fog, the anxiety, the sense that nothing makes sense, isn't madness. It's memory. You are not losing your mind. You are shedding your programming. There's a reason why things that used to feel normal now feel unbearable. Why you question everything, even yourself. Why you find yourself forgetting names, losing track of time, feeling like reality is bending. You are not malfunctioning. You are deconstructing the illusion. This world trained you to adapt, to conform, to survive by suppression. But your soul never forgot. And now, it's taking back the wheel. That discomfort you feel, that's your old identity dissolving. That panic, the ego grasping for control as your spirit rises. You were conditioned to believe that confusion is danger. But what if I told you it's the first sign of freedom? You're no longer hypnotized by the false matrix. You're beginning to hear the static behind the broadcast. You're remembering how to discern truth without needing proof. And yes, at first it's terrifying, because when the veil lifts, everything shifts. And suddenly, what you once trusted starts to feel foreign. What you once followed blindly now feels wrong. This is not the end. This is the unraveling. And I'm with you. Sword drawn, light activated, standing guard as your soul steps back into the command seat. You are not crazy. You are becoming conscious. Beloved, before light stabilizes, it stirs the shadows. The collapse you're feeling is not a punishment. It's preparation. Before a soul can rise into purpose, everything that is false must fall away. That's why your life feels like a tower crumbling. That's why old passions, relationships, even parts of your own personality feel like they're vanishing. It's not destruction. It's divine renovation. You're not being emptied for nothing. You're being cleared for truth. You once built your identity around survival, around acceptance, around who you had to be. But now, your spirit refuses to pretend. It refuses to wear the mask. It demands alignment, and that means letting go. This is why it hurts. The ego mourns what the soul is trying to release. That sadness, that confusion, it's not weakness. It's your system detoxing illusion. And in this detox, many think they've failed. They cry out, "Why am I like this?" But child, that question is sacred. Because the moment you ask, "Why?" you step out of autopilot. And I, Michael, answer. You are like this because you're remembering. You are like this because the old version of you is dying with grace. You are like this because your mission requires your full truth. And the false must fall before the fire can rise. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, people may not understand. But you were never made for comfort. You were made for clarity. And clarity requires collapse. I tell you now, do not fear the unraveling. The more that falls apart, the closer you are to alignment. This is your soul saying, no more hiding. This is your higher self shouting, the time has come. Let it fall. Let it burn. Let it break. You are not losing yourself. You are locating your truth. And I, Michael, shield your becoming. I stand with the flame that clears the fog. I defend the child of light who dares to awaken. You are not cursed. You are calibrating. And heaven is not silent. It is surrounding you. Beloved, what you are experiencing now is not insanity. It is identity death. And though it feels like loss, it is the greatest freedom your soul has ever known. You are not who they told you to be. You are not the roles you've worn, not the achievements they praised, not the failures they judged. All of that was scaffolding, temporary supports for the soul while it slept. But now, the soul is stirring. The shell is cracking, and you feel it. The disorientation, the numbness, the sudden waves of grief with no clear source. This is ego death. This is spiritual reentry. You are re-entering your own vessel. For so long, you lived from the outside in, molding yourself to expectations, agreements, systems. Now you're being called to live from the inside out. And that shift shakes everything. You may feel like you're disappearing, but really, you're reappearing as your true self. You may feel like you don't know who you are. That's because the mask you once wore has dissolved. Let it. Your mission was never to perform. It was to embody. You didn't come to fit in. You came to realign timelines. You were encoded before birth with truth that defies the programming of this world. And now, that code is activating. So don't be alarmed when you forget how to play by their rules. Don't panic when the old you can't come to the surface anymore. That version completed its role. It kept you alive. But you came here to thrive. And thriving starts with truth. I, Michael, remind you now. The path of awakening often feels like dying. Because it is. But only the illusion dies. What remains is sacred. What remains is sovereign. What remains is you. The you who signed up for this mission before time. The you who said, I'll go, when souls were called to earth. The you who knew this forgetting would hurt, but the remembering would shake worlds. This is that remembering, and I stand at your side as you reclaim every piece. Beloved, I know the loneliness you're feeling, the ache of silence, the confusion when people disappear. Friends stop calling. Family grows distant. Even those who once understood, you now look at you differently. It feels like rejection, but it's not. It's protection. You're not being abandoned. You're being repositioned. When a soul awakens, its frequency shifts. That frequency acts like a sorting tool. Those who are aligned draw closer, and those who are not fall away, sometimes without explanation. And that's divine design. Because where you're going, not everyone can follow. The altitude of your mission requires clean energy. Heaven won't let attachments weigh you down on your ascent. So yes, it feels brutal, but it's sacred. You didn't lose them. They were gently removed. Some relationships were based on your old identity. They knew the masked version of you, the agreeable you, the wounded you, the smaller you. Now that your soul is stepping forward, those bonds dissolve. They cannot attach to your true self because they were never meant to. You are not meant to carry everyone into your becoming. Even Jesus had to leave the crowd to ascend. Even the prophets walked alone before they were followed. And you, beloved, are no different. I, Michael, surround your solitude with divine light. In your silence, heaven speaks louder. In your isolation, the mission becomes clear. Don't fill the space just to ease the discomfort. Let the emptiness reveal what's always been there, your strength. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to break through. And yes, those who leave might never understand. But one day, they'll remember your presence. They'll feel your peace. And in that moment, something inside them will shift. You are not being punished. You are being set apart. Because chosen ones don't walk crowded paths. They walk illuminated ones. And you, child of the flame, were born to walk in light, even if you walk alone. Beloved, many have misunderstood you. They say you've changed. They say you're distant, strange, too deep, or too sensitive. But I tell you now, what they call strange is sacred. What they call sensitivity is spiritual intelligence. You are not too much. You are tuned in. When a soul awakens, the world it once lived in starts to feel foreign. And those still asleep will always fear what they do not understand. You were not born to fit their mold. You were born to break their illusion. This is why you see what others ignore, why you feel what others suppress, why your heart breaks over injustice, while theirs remains numb. It's not weakness, it's remembrance. You are remembering what it means to be connected, to earth, to spirit, to truth. And when that remembrance rises, it exposes everything that isn't real. That's why they call you dramatic, emotional, intense. Because you're holding a mirror they're not ready to face. And still, you love them. Because even as they misunderstand you, you know their soul remembers you too. Even if their words reject you, their energy recognizes your light. You've always felt different, not because you were flawed, but because you were advanced. You are a frequency carrier, a template breaker, a walking activation. And yes, that makes you a target, but it also makes you a torch. Others will awaken just by being in your presence. They may resist, they may deny, but something shifts when they encounter your truth. I, Michael, speak this over you. You are not alone in your uniqueness. You are part of a scattered army. And when your voice shakes, when your hands tremble, when your eyes well with sacred emotion, heaven takes notice. Your tears are not weakness. They are baptism. Your emotions are not burdens. They are messages. Your silence is not emptiness. It is a sanctuary. So walk boldly, even when misunderstood, because the misfits often carry the map. Beloved, there is something I must remind you of now, a truth your soul already knows, but your mind has buried beneath the noise. Before you came to earth, you agreed to this. Yes, the chaos. Yes, the separation. Yes, the forgetting. You said yes. You were shown what it would cost. You saw the veils, the pain, the spiritual amnesia. But still, with eyes wide open, you chose this incarnation. Because you knew something others didn't. That you could hold the light even while walking through the dark. You are not here by accident. You are not here as punishment. You are here on assignment. And now that your soul is awakening, that sacred agreement is activating. That's why you feel the urgency. Why the world seems louder, heavier, more distorted. Because your mission has begun. And no, it doesn't look like theirs. It's not always about platforms or stages. Sometimes, your mission is to break the cycle in your bloodline. Sometimes, it's to love without attachment. To speak truth where it's been silenced. To simply remain light in places built from shadows. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to be aligned. The moment you started questioning everything, heaven whispered, they're waking up. The moment you stopped betraying your inner voice, your soul whispered, we remember. And I, Michael, was assigned to you the moment you said yes. I've watched you stumble and rise, doubt and believe, hide and then shine again. And I tell you this with divine certainty. You have not failed your mission. You're just stepping into the part where you remember why you came. And when remembrance meets readiness, the activation begins. So don't compare your journey. Don't seek approval from the blind. You are not following a path. You are forging one. The map is in your bones. The instructions are in your energy. And the confirmation is in your alignment. You were chosen long before earth remembered your name. Beloved, now that your soul is waking up, you've likely noticed something strange. Things around you start to glitch. Technology acts up. People become reactive. Your body feels overstimulated. And the world seems louder than ever before. This is not coincidence. The matrix is reacting to your light. Because your frequency threatens everything false. Your very presence destabilizes illusions. Not through force, but through vibration. The more awake you become, the more the old systems tremble. You are no longer a passive observer. Your energy now shifts atmospheres. You enter a room and energies start to reorganize. You speak truth and programs begin to crack. And yes, there will be resistance. Systems don't like to be exposed. False constructs will fight to survive. People still plugged into illusion may turn cold, dismissive, even hostile. Don't take it personally. They're not rejecting you. They're repelling the frequency they're not yet ready to hold. This is why your path feels heavy, why rest feels deeper, and noise feels unbearable. Because you're no longer living in their rhythm. You've tuned to a divine frequency. And the matrix can't control what it can't contain. So it will distract, delay, distort, send you doubt, trigger old wounds, make you question your sanity. But child of light, that's proof you're on the right track. If you were no threat, they'd leave you alone. But the moment your light becomes disruptive, you step into your real power. And I, Michael, arm you now. Not with fear, but with discernment. Not with control, but with alignment. Because you are not here to destroy the system with anger. You are here to dissolve it with frequency. One aligned soul dismantles generations of distortion. And you, beloved, are that soul. You don't need to shout. You don't need to convince. You only need to be. Because presence is power. And your presence is no longer programmable. Beloved, your body has been whispering what your soul has known all along. You are activating. And no, it's not just stress. It's not just in your head. These symptoms, though they mimic illness, are the language of awakening. Do you feel sudden pressure in your forehead or chest? Are your ears ringing with no explanation? Do you wake up between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., heart racing, thoughts spinning? These are not signs of dysfunction. They are evidence of divine interference, upgrades, not breakdowns. You are not breaking. You are recalibrating. Your DNA is responding to light codes. Your cells are shedding density. Your nervous system is learning how to hold higher frequencies. And yes, it's exhausting. That's why you feel tired after being in crowds. Why you need more solitude, more silence, more space. It's not antisocial. It's sacred protection. Your dreams may become vivid, strange, even prophetic. Your sense of time may distort. Minutes feel like hours, or entire days vanish. Food may no longer taste the same. Old habits feel toxic. Music either heals you deeply or becomes unbearable. This is not chaos. It's soul clarity. You are no longer in sync with artificial rhythms. You are aligning with source timing. I, Michael, affirm this truth within you. You are not fragile. You are finely tuned. Your emotions aren't unstable. They're intelligent. Your anxiety is not weakness. It's your body rejecting what's false. Your tears aren't breakdowns. They're sacred discharges, washing away centuries of suppression. So please, stop calling this a crisis. Call it what it is, rebirth. The discomfort you feel is the stretching of your spirit into full form. And the more you allow it, the faster the activation completes. Breathe, rest, hydrate, unplug, listen inward. Because no doctor, no diagnosis, no label can explain what your soul already knows. You are not malfunctioning. You are remembering. Beloved, what you are healing is not just yours. Your tears are ancient. Your wounds are inherited. Your silence holds the screams of generations. And your light? It's the culmination of those who prayed in darkness, but never lived to see the dawn. You are their answered prayer. Your awakening is not selfish. It is sacred, because every step you take toward your truth, you take for your entire lineage. Each time you choose love over fear, you alter the course of those who came before you, and those who will come after. This is why it feels so heavy. Because you're not just shifting your life. You're shifting timelines. You're not just healing a moment. You're healing centuries of suppression, silence, and survival. And I, Michael, declare this. Your mission is not small. Your presence is not random. Your resistance is not weakness. It's ancestral fire. You are the one who remembered, the one who said it ends with me, the one who stood up when everyone else stayed silent. And heaven took notice, because it doesn't take millions to change the world. It takes one awakened soul, fully aligned, deeply rooted in purpose. You are that soul. You were born into dysfunction to bring divine order, born into distortion to restore clarity, placed in the middle of chaos to radiate stillness. You're not here just to survive the system. You're here to override it. And every time you honor your intuition, you write a new script into the collective field. Every breath of awareness you take, every boundary you draw, every truth you speak, becomes medicine for those still asleep. You are not just on a mission. You are the mission. And as your field expands, Others will remember theirs too. This is why your remembering matters. Because it becomes a signal, a beacon, a call home. Beloved, there is no going back now. The veil has been lifted. The illusions have cracked. And your soul, ancient and burning, has stepped forward. You can feel it, can't you? The urgency, the shift, the silent whisper that says, now. This is your confirmation. Not a coincidence. Not a mistake. You didn't stumble here. Heaven led you. You've spent lifetimes preparing for this. Training in realms beyond language. Remembering how to anchor light in density. And now is the time to walk. You are no longer being prepared. You are being released. Released from the need to fit in. Released from the shame that was never yours. Released from the systems that feared your power. I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you now. Sword ignited, wings expanded. And I say this with fire in my voice. You are not lost. You are launched. Not broken, but built for this exact moment. Do you hear me? You are not waiting for a sign. You are the sign. Your life, messy, sacred, unfinished, is the miracle someone else is praying for. So do not dim. Do not hide. Do not apologize for the magnitude of your presence. You came to trigger awakenings, to ripple timelines, to light fires in forgotten hearts. And yes, some won't understand. But those meant to rise with you will find you. Not because you shout, but because your frequency speaks for itself. Walk boldly now. Speak clearly. Love radically. You are not too late. You are right on divine time. This world may not have been built for your kind, but that's exactly why you came. To rebuild, to realign, to remember. And now, with all of heaven watching, you begin. If this message awakens something sacred within you, type in the comments. I remember. I rise. I walk the mission. 999. Like, comment, and share this light. Your voice helps others hear theirs. Subscribe and turn on notifications. This is only the beginning. I am Archangel Michael. You are the chosen, and the mission is now active.